Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Two Tones here, and in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about a few things that I, have been thinking about with, like, Builder Pro and how good traps are. I just had this really nice gameplay of me in the, thief skin, and I get a few really good trap kills, so I was like, I have to make a video with this footage. I just don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about, so the first thing I want to talk about is Builder Pro and why you should 100% be using Builder Pro if you're on PS4, if you're on Xbox 360. If you play on PC with a controller, this is why you should be using Builder Pro. It's just such a fantastic, the best way to build in the game. I feel like, doing the double ramp, double wall is a little bit hard. It's a little bit of a challenge to do with Builder Pro. I just haven't gotten the hang of it quite yet, but it is still the best method for building in the game. But yeah, Builder Pro, basically, if you don't know what Builder Pro is, it maps the building options to your controller, and it's going to map them to L1, R1, R2, and L2. And so what that means is that you select the building piece that you want with whatever button you use, right? So say you want to use a pyramid. You're going to be then hitting L1. Then to confirm what you want, you then hit L1 again, and it will place that. So what I like to do, guys, and what I think you guys should do as well with your controllers and your setup and everything is you should turn on Builder Pro, and then you should turn on Turbo Building, right? That way, when you select a piece of building, you can just hold down the button and build that piece without having to continually tap the button. It's a really easy method to make 1x1s. It's a really good way to do ramp pushes. It's just a really good method overall. So basically what you want to do is get a bunch of wood, get a bunch of materials, and just go practice in like Wailing Woods, right? So if you're not using Builder Pro, I want you to start using Builder Pro today. And then in like 2 weeks, come back and comment on my latest video or comment on this video and let me know how much it has helped your game. Because it helped my game tremendously. I went from getting like, no wins to getting a few wins. I'm not saying that I'm like a god or anything now, but I did not used to have as many wins as I do have. And then switching to Builder Pro has been just the best thing for me. So, yeah, let me know what you think. And here's a good little, basically showcase of the Builder Pro, right? So this dude was not building whatsoever. I was building, and it's just the difference. If you build, you win, pretty much. The game is a building game at the end of the day, and this dude running around is just going to get whopped because I could take high ground easily with my Builder Pro, and he couldn't. He couldn't take it at all. So we end up getting the W there against that lonely, aggressor. So using Builder Pro, you can box yourself up, everything like that. But that's not the only thing I wanted to talk about in this commentary / gameplay or whatever. I just want to know, I really don't have any idea for this video. Like, it's gonna come off really unscripted and really like kind of bad or whatever, I guess. I don't know. I just put it out there. But what do you guys think of the thief skin, right? The thief skin is the rapscallion, and the scoundrel, I think the Scoundrel is the male version, and the Rapscallion is the female version. My girlfriend has the female version. I have the male version. I like the skins. I think they're pretty good. I think they're okay. It's not like a straight 10 out of 10 amazing Skystalker skin or anything like that, but it is definitely a good one. I like how the colors of their jackets aren't really black and white. Like, the white is there definitely, but the black is like, it's like a weird, really dark green kind of black. It looks green at some points in the game, so it's pretty cool. It's definitely a cool skin, just not like crazy cool or anything. It's not a Raven or a fucking Skystalker or even like a Raptor, but it is good. The jacket kind of reminds me of the Raptor. But yeah, guys, so just a little bit of Fortnite news, I guess. They finally released the Royal Bomber, the one that everybody wanted to see, the one that everybody wants. It's like the blue version of the Raptor, and apparently it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, and it's going to be the most expensive skin ever in Fortnite. You're going to have to buy a PS4 to have access to this skin, right? So basically it's a bundle, the Fortnite bundle with I don't know if it's a new PS4, but it's just like a new kind of like promotion that they're doing. So PS4 and Fortnite have been really tight for a while now, right? I mean, you can see that in the fact that PS4 has 2 exclusive skins, and Xbox doesn't even have 1 exclusive skin. But basically, that's where the freaking the Royal Bomber is coming from. He's coming from a PS4 bundle with Fortnite. So you're going to get the PS4, you're going to get the Bomber Royale skin or whatever, and you are going to get 500 V-Bucks for about the price of a PS4, which is like 350 bucks. So most expensive skin in the world. Yeah, technically, most expensive skin in the game. So it's actually crazy. I was telling my girlfriend that I was saving up V-Bucks for that skin before, of course, I saw, oh, here's a good little showcase of Builder Pro, actually, against this wingman guy who is still using Combat Pro. You can tell by the ramps that he's using, and I'm using the, Builder Pro, and I obviously have the advantage here just because I can hit each button individually. He does get a nice shot on me there, and he gets a good little shot on me with his, LMG. Now, here's one of the good trap kills that I get in this game. See, I put the trap down there, and boom, take that dude out as quickly as possible because the traps do so much damage now. Always got a squat kick on your opponents, especially if you get them in a dope trap kill. It's just like a necessity at this point. So we come out of this game, out of this fight with a scar, nice med kit. We would have taken the LMG if we, wanted it, but we have the scar. So I figure if you don't have a blue AR, pick up an LMG, right? I would pick up an LMG over a green AR, over a white AR, over a green burst, over a blue burst. I'd probably pick up an LMG over a blue burst as well. But if you don't have a blue AR, at least pick up the LMG. And yeah, I'd probably pick up the LMG over FAMAS as well. But basically, we got a scar there, so I'm not going to pick up that LMG. Sorry if this video is all over the place, guys. I don't know what you guys want to watch or want to see. I titled this How to Use Builder Pro. Ooh, my lag. Ooh, my lag to. Whoa, all right. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so that was a little crazy, but that's all good. It's all good. Basically, Builder Pro, if you're not using it, you're just at a disadvantage. I mean, honestly. Of course you can be good with, like, the other building methods. Like, I know that Nick Merckx used Old School for a long time before switching to Builder Pro. I think it was really Cypher PK that convinced him to switch over to Builder Pro just because he's saying, he's just stating facts like it's the best way to build in the game. It really is the best way to build in the game. You can, I don't know if it's the best in terms of, like, double ramp rushing. I just don't know how to do it, man. I was practicing in Wailing Woods yesterday trying to get this double ramp rush going, and just for some reason when you're whipping back and forth, it's got like this, I don't know what it's called, but it's got like this, you sometimes build way too much, and I just feel like it's a little bit, it's not as good as Combat Pro, honestly. It's like, I could double ramp wall rush on Combat Pro very easily, but then in Builder Pro, it's actually a struggle. So we're just taking high ground on this guy. I don't know what building layout this dude was using. He's probably just a little noob, but yeah, as he makes a door and crawls out of it. But here's another tip that I can tell you guys. If you're coming on someone who is going to box themselves in like this, you don't want to just sit there and try and shoot it out, because a lot of people now are waiting for you to shoot out their piece, and they have their shotgun aimed at your head and will shoot you in the head while you are shooting down their wall. They take advantage of the fact that you have to shoot their wall first. So that's kind of like a new meta, I guess. So what I like to do, if they're in a box, I will jump above their box, put my own ramp, and put 2 of my own walls, and I will kind of patrol where they're going to leave. You also have to watch out for that as well, though, because if they open a hole up in the roof, shoot through your ramp, you can fall into their box where they can then place traps. So it is a little bit, you just have to judge the person. So see, that person built a little bit, so I was a little bit hesitant, but when I got on top of him, he folded. I could tell that he was going to fold and not really try, but not really be able to succeed against me. I could just tell. So yeah, I ended up getting the dub on that guy as well. So yeah, guys, just trying to fill up this space with some talk in here. What do you guys think of this global axe pickaxe? Only in the shop for 1 or 2 days. Pretty rare item, actually, because I know a lot of people didn't actually like it, so they didn't purchase it. So, yeah, pretty rare. I dig it. I like it a lot. It's tight. It was 1,200 V-Bucks, so pretty expensive, but I think it's totally worth it with all the moving parts, moving components, and the spinning of the planets and stuff like that. And, yeah, so I think it's actually pretty cool. So, I think right now at this moment we have, like, 4 kills. I think this is an 8-kill victory, so we do kill. And look at this pile of loot in this chest. I was like, who just left this pile of loot right here? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? But I'm pretty sure we have full shield at this moment, so we're gonna pick up all that loot. I think we just picked up like the materials and the ammo because we're pretty good. We're not gonna take any of the blue ARs or anything like that. We already got a SCAR. You know what I'm saying? But Builder Pro, guys, Builder Pro is probably the best. I mean, it is the best method for building on console. You need to switch as soon as possible. If you guys are trying to hold out, you know, if you guys are like, I don't really want to switch. I'm already good with Combat Pro. I'm already good with, you know, Standard. I'm already good with any of these other methods. You gotta switch, my dudes. And if you're hesitant on switching, I can understand because change is, you know, not my favorite thing in the world either. Like, if I'm good at something, I want to stay good at something. You know, I'm not going to try and switch it up and mess with anything. But it's just a good method. It's the best building method for sure, 100%, because of all the degrees of like maneuverability that you have, or like the variability. You can put a pyramid down 1 second and then a ramp the next second without having to switch through the pieces. You know what I'm saying? Are pyramids and ramps next to each other? I can't remember. I think so. But you can put a floor and a pyramid down without having to switch through two pieces of building. So it's just the best. And I would advise that you guys, you know, switch as soon as possible, because if you wait, the longer you wait, the longer you're going to be in, you know, in competition with people who already use Builder Pro, so they're going to be better than you. Like, it's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be better builders. You might have a better shot. You might be really good at Combat Pro, but even somebody who's mediocre at, you know, not Combat Pro or Builder Pro is going to be a better builder. It's just how it is. So we are actually going to get into a pretty decent little build fight here where I actually take no damage, but this chick, I believe she was the munitions expert, the chick with the army helmet with the star, and I feel like that's an OG-ish skin, so probably, you know, a pretty decent fight against a player who's been playing a lot longer than me. So that's what I like about Builder Pro. It kind of lets you just be very, very, like, you know, competitive. You can be very competitive with Builder Pro, which is amazing. I immediately take high ground here from this munitions expert chick, and she's building up to the left. I'm just getting all this high ground. Where are you going, girl? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? Nothing. So she boxes herself up because she's smart enough to realize that I am maybe not the superior player, but I have taken high ground. Here's a good like thing for you guys if you guys are still trying to, you know, learn how to play Fortnite or whatever. If a good player takes high ground from you, stop trying to build fight them. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to build fight them, because they are obviously competent enough to know that you're gonna keep that high ground. If you're a good player and you know how to keep high ground, how many times does the high ground get taken from you? Unless you're versing like a way better player or something than that, like that. But if you're a good builder and you get high ground and you can maintain high ground, you might, like, if you're under that person, you might as well just drop down and try and reset the fight. Disengage from the fight, try and reset the fight so that they have to come to you, so that they have to play to your strengths instead of you having to take high ground from you know, a better builder. Like, if the person's a better builder, you might as well just recognize that they're a better builder, disengage, and try and take high ground. Or, I mean, not try and take high ground, but maybe try and shoot them down, or, you know, reset the battle from a different vantage point, try and get a different angle on these guys, you know what I'm saying? But it's you know, I'm not saying it's completely hopeless or 100% hopeless, but there's just these fights, you know the fights you get into, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a build fight with someone and you can just 100% see that they are a better player or a better builder, I mean, you might be screwed totally, like you might have lost the game. I'm not saying give up or anything, but I'm saying your best bet is to box yourself in, you know, and this is where you need to be good on your edits. If you box yourself in and they start shooting your box, you know what I'm saying? If they're shooting it from the front or one of the sides of the box, that's when you're going to want to put a ramp, edit a hole in the roof, and ramp out, and then boom, you automatically have high ground. You just took high ground from them. You know what I'm saying? If they're shooting from the same level as you. If they're shooting from on top of you, it could be it's a little bit trickier, right? Because they're shooting from on top of you. If they're directly on top of your box, edit the 3 corners of the box, let them fall into your box, and place traps if you have traps. If you don't have traps, make sure you're putting the floor and a pyramid above you so that you can soak up as much damage as possible. When they're reloading, you're going to want to edit a triangle out of one of your walls, double ramp out of that bitch, and try and take high ground. If all of that fails and this person that you are fighting is above you still, disengage. Get out of there. He is obviously a better player than you. Maybe not a better player. And how did that snipe miss? How did that snipe miss? What the fuck? I got the second guy with a few scar shots, but I'm just, flabbergasted at how that snipe missed. That was actually crazy. But yeah, guys, I'm also going to talk quickly about a little bit of the bounce pad meta that's happening in Fortnite at the moment. If you don't have bounce pads, you need to be very cautious of fall damage. You need to be very cautious of other players who might have bounce pads, because if you get high ground on a enemy that has bounce pads, you never really have high ground, because all they have to do is put a floor down, bounce pad, and they're above you. Like, legit, it's very, very powerful. The bounce pads are probably my favorite addition to Fortnite that they have added in a long time. The bounce pads are so good, and here coming up in a minute when I try and fight these last 2 enemies, I'm going to actually use the bounce pads very effectively against this Omega that I run into. But there's a million different things you can do with the bounce pad. You can use them for escapes. You can use them for aggressiveness. You can use them to save on mats, right? So say you have no mats, but you need a 1x1. You need a quick structure. You need to try and take high ground. You can put a bounce pad down and then turbo build walls until you're at the max height of the bounce pad jump, put a floor down, and then you have a 1x1 structure that is tall, so that you have the high ground, but there is no worry of taking any fall damage from getting shot. So here's this Omega that I was talking about. We're going to go ahead and try and get some high ground on this character right now, but he's sitting on the Minecraft rock. But what I'm saying with the bounce pads is you can use them to escape danger. You can use them to really surprise your enemy. They're so versatile. Literally one of the most versatile objects in Fortnite, or traps in Fortnite. I mean, even there, I kind of used it pretty shittily, but let's see if we do it right now. Yeah. So we put this down, and we make ourselves a little structure here, and we're just using this to get as high as humanly possible. This dude didn't even see us. The final 2 characters were pretty noobish, and I missed a snipe there, but it's all good. Basically, guys, you're just going to be wanting to use the bounce pads as much as possible. And as you can see right there, when I jumped off of that, little floor that I placed, I knew that if I fell, I was going to take tons of fall damage. And if he was a competent player, he would have shot me down. But seeing as I used the bounce pad to launch myself, toward the safety, I was good. I even think that he did actually shoot it out, which, he is smart, but he wasn't fast enough. So the launch pads, or the bounce pads, new meta, honestly, they're so good. If you're not using them, you need to learn how to use them. You can place them on ramps, you can place them on whatever you want, and they're just so good. But this dude was kind of an incompetent player. He was decent enough to know that, I have high ground. Don't push somebody with high ground if you're not good enough to take that high ground back. But he's just sitting down there crouched. I do believe that he is just chilling. I try and go find him at the moment. I should have actually just pushed for the circle, set up in the circle, and then, waited for him to come out of his hiding. So I can see that he's under the ramp now. I'm trying to use my impulse grenades. I was going to try and impulse him out of there and take a bunch of fall damage, but I thought I could get it through that crack. Just wasn't going to happen. So I decided to shoot this ramp, and he comes out, and I, scuff a bunch of shots just because, I still get those nerves towards the end of the game, when it's like final 3, final 2, I'm like, see, I should have killed him right here, honestly, I should have killed him right here, but I should have edited that ramp and shot through the ramp. Tony, what are you doing, bro? I tried to get an angle on him, but he dips out and puts a trap. Oh, that's probably what it was. He put a trap, so I didn't want to, shoot the floor out and end up taking all that damage from the trap. But he dips, completely dips, so I try to get out of there. End up taking a little bit of fall damage, but it's all good. I don't know where he is. I think at this point, I think he's actually above me, so I do play a little bit aggressive to try and get to this high ground, and I'm trying to grab this chug jug as well. So I noticed that he's not above me. Just get this chug jug and try. And now it's time to move towards the circle. So a cool thing about the bounce pads as well is that if you have one set up anywhere. You know, you can always use that. It's kind of a double-edged sword too, because the enemies can use it, but I use the bounce pad here to not take any fall damage from this jump. You know, I mean, I probably wouldn't have taken much fall damage, but it's just a good way to not take any fall damage. So as you can see, the noob in that house is just chilling there waiting for, I really don't know. I don't know what happened, but I don't know what he was thinking, but I think he does take some suppressed bullet shots. That's why I built up that little side like that. And I know where he is. I can tell because I'm like, there's nowhere else for the final dude to be. He's probably a noob. I do take some headshot damage here. So this player who I thought or assumed was a little bit incompetent turned out to do some pretty good damage to me just because of his positioning. I mean, he's obviously not, you know, imposing his will here. If I got a 61 headshot on somebody, I would be trying to get above them and try and shoot down at them. This player seems like they're just a little bit new and very, very comfortable just sitting back and spamming instead of pushing and trying to finish the kill, which is, you know, if you're new to the game, the biggest tip that I can give you is don't worry about being too aggressive. You can be aggressive. Don't be afraid to be aggressive. That's what I should say. Because I have less health than that enemy at this point, but I, you know, pushed him because he was afraid of getting shot. You can't be afraid to get shot, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're trying to get your first win or something, then I guess play a little bit more cautious, but that's what lost that dude that fight right there, is that he was playing too passively. As soon as he got that 61 damage headshot with the scar on me, he should have been pushing aggressively, trying to take me down because I am weak, you know. But I don't know, you know, that's just some things you pick up with time, you learn with time, and we have a newbie default skin here that we're just going to completely take advantage of. And I do believe, I'm pretty sure that we trap this enemy here, but watch what happens when I shoot out this wall. I try and get rid of these trees so that just in case he's behind the tree, because I didn't quite know where he was. I just knew I heard suppressed bullets coming from that side. So I shoot this wall, and he's still looking at the door like somebody's gonna come through the door, you know what I mean? And he is very weak right now, trying to shoot me with a suppressed submachine gun from that distance. So I decide to take advantage of the situation here, knowing that I'm just the superior player in this situation. So I try and trap him. You know what I'm saying? This is actually my first trap final elimination. Sorry for the weird lag I'm getting here. It's just the replay system, but this is actually my first trap for the final kill. Actually, second if you count a duo. But this is my first solo trap for a kill. I was gonna try and edit the wall there and put a trap down, but he's being real like finicky. He doesn't want to sit still, and here's where I actually get him. I'm pretty sure right here he like loses me. I should have just played with him more, but boom, there we go, guys. So sorry for this actually all over the place video, guys. I do hope that you enjoyed it though. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to know about. Do you want more top 10s? Do you want gameplay commentaries? Do you want maybe a weekly stream or 2 weekly streams? Let me know what you guys would like to see in the comment section below. If you made it to the end of this video, you're an absolute trooper. Thank you so much for sticking around. Love you guys. Stay cool.